Hello everyone, here is the news for today. Berlin passes first German state anti-discrimination law. Berlin became the first German state to pass its own anti-discrimination law on Thursday, with a majority of the state lawmakers approving the law. The law explicitly bars public authorities, including police, public schools, from discriminating based on background, skin, color, gender, religion, physical or mental disability, worldview, age, and sexual identity. People can also not be discriminated against based on the lack of German language skill, a chronic illness, or on their income, education, or occupation. Under the law, victims are entitled to damages and compensation. Public authorities also have the opportunity to dispute claims of discriminations. Although the law has been in works for weeks, it's taking on a new dimension in the light of the anti-police brutality and anti-racism protests that have erupted in the United States, which spread all around the world, including Berlin. The new law in Berlin goes further than the current Federal General Equal Treaty Act, the AGG, which was passed in 2006. The federal law explicitly covers discrimination in employment and between private citizens, but it does not apply to the areas covered by public law. The agency noted, however, that discrimination is still prohibited in this context, since Germany's constitution or basic law requires that citizens are protected against discrimination both by and from the state. Berlin governing coalition, comprised of the center-left Social Democrats, the Left Party and the Greens, argued that the current law did not go far enough and that the new rules help to close the legal gap. The plans faced national pushback in recent days, particularly from the Interior Minister Horst Seehofer and Germany's police union, who argued the new law puts undue pressure on authorities. We must stand with the police and not place them under any general suspicion, Seehofer told the Tagesspiegel newspaper last week. Berlin State Justice Minister and Greens politician Dirk Brendet defended the anti-discrimination law, saying that it won't hamper normal police work, but rather helps address systemic racism. It's about, for example, the practice of racial profiling, where the police don't look and observe how someone is behaving regardless of the color of their skin or their gender. Brendet told local public broadcast ROBB. The vast majority of the police officers and the public servants do not want to discriminate. They do not want to act in an discriminatory manner. Brendet said, for them, the new law doesn't change anything. In March, the Council of Europe urged Germany to step up its anti-discrimination efforts, including calling on Germany's police to participate in the studying on racial profiling. That is the news for you today. Well, it's good. It's a good news anyway that the German authority seems to have amended their laws when it comes to the laws on discrimination. And I think the foreigners will be happy in this regard because they have actually been discriminated against a lot in recent times. And what actually prompted this law to be amended was the killing of George Floyd in America that resulted in protests and riots in everywhere in the world anyway, because they had protests in most European countries. All had protests, even in United Kingdom they had protests as well. So Italy, everywhere, to fight against the high level of racism taking place. So in the discussion between the ministers and those that sat to amend the law, you see that the Interior Minister was not too happy, and some of them were not too happy about the amendment in the law, owing to the fact they said the police people are going to be put under pressure and under suspicion. So it's like they are not too happy, but there's nothing much they can do, owing to the fact that the law has been passed, and it was actually passed yesterday, but the publication came out today. So gradually we hope and believe that other countries will take suit to follow the steps of Berlin in Germany regarding what they have done now. making amendment to the their law that has to give foreigners the chance to be who they are. At times when you go to get a job, if you can't speak German language, it becomes a problem, even when you know what you're doing and when you know your job. So they've actually they faced a lot of high level of racism in Germany, because it's always very difficult if you can't speak their language to be able to, put in your best in whichever way or whatever thing you're doing. So that's basically what it is. The law has been changed. So they have actually improved the law to favor foreigners. That's basically what the news is all about. Thanks for listening. You have a great day. Bye.